Today we're going to discuss the importance of our personal credibility, as well as a few things that can either enhance or damage our credibility. Um, this topic I find very important because it's something that applies to everyone. I feel like credibility is important professionally as well as in personal relationships. So we'll go over the definition of credibility as well as ways to enhance it and avoid damaging it, along with how to apply these concepts to some real life examples just so you know exactly how important it is. So I've taken the time to read through the chapter thoroughly in order to best explain it to all of you. Credibility is the extent to which others perceive us as being competent and trustworthy. So, in other words, credibility is my way of establishing trust that you know exactly what I'm saying and that I'm explaining it in the correct way, that I have the knowledge to teach you about credibility. However, some forms of language can either improve or damage our credibility, and some of those are cliches, dialects, equivocation, and weasel words. Cliches are phrases that were once new and original but have now lost their effect due to overuse. One example from our book would be how politicians overuse the phrase "I want to make a difference" or "the grass is not always greener on the other side." Things like that make the speaker sound uninformed, which makes the listener want to trust them less. Dialects are variations on language that are shared by people of certain regions or social classes. An example would be someone from the South and New England would differ on the words that they use. So Southern people tend to say y'all a lot, and a phrase from New England would be wicked good, and those are not things that you would hear intertwined in the other region. Equivocation is strategically vague language that disguises the true intentions of the speaker. The most common thing I can think of is how politicians would use it. It's used when you don't really know how to answer the question that the audience wants to hear, so you just kind of dance around it without actually answering with a direct response. And lastly, weasel words are terms or phrases that are intended to mislead our listeners by implying something that they don't actually say and mean. These are commonly found in advertisements that we can see in commercials on TV or the radio. Things like 4 out of 5 dentists prefer this toothpaste, or 80% of people agree. When we don't actually know the numbers and the data that's connected to those, it makes it hard for us to trust people. With the toothpaste, maybe only 5 dentists were asked the question and 4 out of 5 of them agree. All of these forms of language can make you look untrustworthy if you choose to use the language wisely. Simply being aware of these concepts can allow you to become easily more credible to your listeners and your environment, people who you are in a personal relationship with as well as a professional relationship, and it just allows you to be more trustworthy to your audience.